Hello everybody. Today we're going to start VBA, that is Visual Basics for Applications in Excel. So this VBA definitely helps you to get a better jobs who are willing to do the jobs in Excel because it is also considered as advanced Excel part. So I'm going to start the first lesson and give you the introduction, how to go along with the VBA and how to start this VBA. So I just opened Excel here. There is a developer tab. This developer tab is completely belonging to VBA. You can do a lot of things here. If there is no developer tab here, I have already given you one more video how to activate this developer tab in the Excel. So you can refer to that video. Right now we have already developers tab. So let us directly start with VBA. So before starting the VBA coding part, let us see how these macros work. Macros is the inbuilt ready-made creation of VBA code. That's what I can say. So let us see how these macros work. I'm going to start recording a normal macro here and show you how these macros work first before starting VBA code. So just click on the record macro. After clicking on the record macro, it will ask you what should be the name of the macro. So I'll just give the name of the macro as macro 1. You can give any name, and it's giving you shortcut. What shortcut should be there? So I'll just give Q. That is Control Q is the shortcut for my macro, and click on OK button. Now it started recording. Now whatever you do here, you apply color or you write some content, whatever you do, it will be recording in that macro 1 macro. So what I'll do here, let me just apply a basic color for this particular active cell. So go to home, apply the yellow color. After applying the color, I'll come 2 steps next. Now I'm going to stop the macro. Stop macro. Now what I did in that macro, I applied the color for the active cell, and then from there I moved 2 steps further. Now click somewhere over here and run that macro. How to run that macro? There is an option here called record macro. So to run the macro already which is recorded, you go to macros, open the macros. Now there is a macro 1 what we have created. You can select this and run the macro, or you can use the shortcut what we created, Control Q also you can use. But here the problem would be when I run this macro, obviously here yellow color will come for the active cell. But what happens to the next moment? When I click on run, yellow color is coming here of course, but the cursor is going to C1 only, because you remember that time we moved from A1 to C1. So from here also it is getting moved to C1 itself. But I didn't wanted that. What I wanted is when I click here and run that macro, color should be applied here and it has to move 2 steps further here, not to the C1 every time. So in order to achieve this, what I'll be doing, I'll be using this use relative references. This is used for that purpose. When I run the macro and move to the next 2 steps, here also if I run the macro, it will be moving to the next 2 steps here, not there. So let me use this use relative macro and come to the sheet 2 and perform the same operation once again. I'll once again go for record macro, and macro 2 is the name because already macro 1 name is occupied. So here as a shortcut, Q is already occupied, so let me give something else. I'll just give it as M. Okay. Now same operation, macro is started recording. Now I'll do the same operation. I'll just apply yellow color and I'll move 2 steps further to C1. Now after that I'm going to stop this macro. After stopping the macro, I'll click somewhere here and I want to run that macro. Not macro 1, it's macro 2. Run the macro. Exactly what's happening here, it is applying the yellow color for the current cell, and it is moving 2 steps further from here, not from there. So I'll do Control M now, shortcut. See what's happening here. The moment I am pressing Control M, Control M, Control M, it is applying the yellow color for the current cell and going further 2 steps from the current cell. Now I'll be showing you one more macro just for your understanding. What I'll do, I'll start recording a macro. This would be the macro 3 and I'm going to give the shortcut as L, Control L. Okay. Now I'll write some information. It is not that macro is used only for the colors apply. You can also use information, content writing, formula writing, anything. You can use it for anything. So I'll just write some information here. I'll write my institute name, VITC, 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 VITC. So 5 times I wrote VITC, and after that I put this cursor to the next column. So this is what my macro. It has to write 5 VITCs and go to the next column, first row. Stop recording. Now obviously you just go for macro 3, run. So it is writing 5 times VITC and going to the next column. If I start writing from here also, it will do the same thing. I had given Control L as a shortcut, so let me use that shortcut now. Control L. What it's writing? It's writing 5 times VITC and then it's automatically moving to the next column. Again Control L, again Control L, again Control L. So this is how the recorded macro will work. So now, apart from this recorded macro, we can create our own macros and we can write our own Visual Basic content that we'll discuss. So let us close this file and open the new file. Now let us start with the Visual Basics editor. So go to Visual Basics. So here you can clearly see it's completely Microsoft Visual Basics dialog box. In this first, what we are supposed to do, there are 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You can see here sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, 3 sheets are there. So what we do now is, first we go to insert and insert a module. You can insert a form also and module also. Form is very advanced topic that we'll be discussing in the further lessons. Right now we'll go for only modules. See, module is created. Inside the module, coding part is open. Here you are supposed to write a code. So what code we have to write here? I have developed a notes for you, brief notes. First topic is active cell selection. That is referring to the particular cells or adding the content to the particular cells. So this is how you have to start your own macro, that is sub. You can give the macro name and then close it. Then you can start writing the content. For example, let me remove this active cell. I'll discuss later. Let us start from this B5. To refer to any particular cell, you can use open bracket, that cell address, close bracket, dot value. Then whatever you are writing here, that will be stored in that particular cell. So let us see how it works. I'll be writing sub active cell. Yeah, end sub by default automatically it comes. You don't have to write it. Now let me write one by one. So let us write B5 dot value is equals to 50. That means I am storing 50 into B5 cell. Again, A1 to A10, that is referring multiple cells, is equals to VITC. That means I am storing VITC into all cells starting from A1 to A10. Then there is a command called cells. Here you can refer particular rows and columns. See, it is indicating here number of rows and number of columns. So I'll just give the row as 4 and column as 2. That means 4th row and 2nd column. In this, I'm going to store once again VITC. VITC. Again, range. Range is very important. Range command we are going to use, for referring a particular cell. Most often we use range command only. So I'm referring a particular cell now called B1. Only one cell, B1. Dot value is equals to VITC. Then I'm referring now multiple cells using range. You can just refer like this. A11 to A20. A11 to A20. There also I'm going to store VITC as well. Now let us run this. Let me close this notepad. Let me open, this is the Excel sheet and this is the code what I have written. There is a run button. If you run, what happens, all this code will be executed simultaneously. So you don't understand how the step by step, how it is happening. So don't go for run. Use the shortcut called F8. F8 is basically used to run this command step by step. So go for F8. Yeah. One more F8. Yeah, one more F8. Now this first step will be executed. You can see here clearly 50 is displaying in the B5, that is B5, that's what it means, B5. So one more F8. You can see here all VATC came from A1 to A10. That's what we have written here. A1 to A10 should be filled with VATC. Now the next step, again F8. You can see here VATC is coming in B4, that is fourth row and second column. You can see fourth row and second column. One more F8. Yeah, VATC is coming in B1 also. B1, you can see B1 here. VATC is coming over here. Last F8. A11 to A20, you can see here A11 to A20 VATC is coming once again. So this is the procedure for selecting a particular cell and filling the content into particular cells. Normally we use range for select. Even if you don't use range directly, you mention like this, also it will accept, but it is better to use range because this is a standard command we use for selecting any cells, whether it is a single cell or multiple cells. Here we are selecting a single cell and here we are selecting multiple cells. So next we will be going to the next topic. Let me stop here. Then we'll be going to the next topic. After selecting cells, there is something called copy paste. So you want to copy some content from A1 to A10 and then paste it somewhere else. It's quite easy. First what I am doing, I am storing VATC into this A1 to A10. Then A1 to A10 value I am storing into again B1 to B10. So it is nothing but copy paste only. So what I'll do is I'll just remove all this, and in Excel also I'll remove all that content. Let me remove all this content. Yeah. Now what I'll be doing this copy paste thing. So range A1 to A10, I'm going to fill VATC. Then range B1 to B10 is equals to again range A1 to A10. Yes, we have to give here dot value. So what happens here? Yeah, what happens here? First I am storing VATC into A1 to A10. Then that A1 to A10 values I am copying and pasting it to B1 to B10. It's as simple as that. So let us use F8 here. F8. So VATC is stored in A1 to A10. You can see. Now one more F8. The same VATC is copied to B1 to B10. So this is the one method of copy paste. Or you can use the general copy paste method, how we do in MS Word, Excel, everywhere. So general copy paste method can be done like this. You can use A1 to A10 copy, then C1 to C10 paste special, and then application dot cut copy mode false. So let me just copy this and paste it over there. So let us stop this running. So what's happening here? I'll just remove everything and go back. F8. So yeah, it's copied but no content there. Sorry. Let me stop this. Let me put some content. Range A1 to A10. We are storing VATC. Yes. So now this is the problem. When you do copy paste, this mark remains even after pasting. It will not go. You have to press escape button. But for that also there is a solution in VBA. That's what we are going to discuss here. So what I'll do now, I'll run from the beginning. F8. C. First step is executed. A1 to A10 VATC is stored. You can see here VATC is stored in between A1 to A10. Next step we are going to copy it. Again F8. See, now it's copied. Now you can see the dotted lines. That means it is copied. After copying, again next step, it's going to paste. See, it has pasted in C1 to C10. You can see it has pasted in C1 to C10. Now copy paste is done. But what is the problem here? Still this dotted line existing. That is the reason we are using this code. Application dot cut copy mode is equals to false. This will remove this dotted line. So let us do once again F8. See, that dotted line is removed. So whenever you do copy paste in this method, you are supposed to use this application dot cut copy mode false you have to make, because that dotted line will be visible, quite visible. So this is the lesson number 1 about VBA. In lesson number 2, we'll discuss more options. Thank you.